Hey, good evening, Facebook Live fans. Mike Phillips here on, what is this, Tuesday? And it is day 26 of my Facebook Live challenge, which means I got 4 days left after today. Tagged a few people. As always, for anybody that jumps in here and is participating, I know it's later at night. That's how I roll, right? Because that's when I get in here later at night, right? It's either this or 5:30 in the morning, and I'm not a 5:30 in the morning guy. So for everybody that's tuning in and watching, please by all means participate, and you can comment down below. You can certainly turn on the live notifications, so if there's something, maybe a little tidbit or a nugget that you pick up, I would sure appreciate you tuning in more than once. It'd be awesome. So for everyone tuning in this evening, I appreciate it. Tonight's theme, I am talking about investing in yourself. And what I mean by, we've all heard that saying. We've all heard people say, oh, well, you've got to be able to invest in yourself, right? What does it mean, right? We spend so much time, I think, as a society in general, especially people in sales, spend so much time often investing in other people that sometimes we forget about ourselves. And so I'm a definition guy. I mean, I've gone through multiple times in blog posts and podcasts and all those kind of deals that I often will research the definition to not because I don't feel like I know what it says, but like besides what my opinion is, what's like the official opinion on it, right? So investing by definition is spending expenditure, your time, energy, or money into something. It's fully devoting time, energy, or money into something. And so when I'm talking about investing into yourself, the message for tonight is you need to devote sometimes some time, energy, and money to yourself. And the reason I'm saying that, like I said, is especially depending on the field of business that you're in, we often spend so much time investing in other people, right? And devoting ourselves to them and providing and offering that servitude to other folks, that sometimes you really need to slow down and say, okay, well, what time or energy or money am I going to spend to devote to myself right now? And so when I'm saying that, let me give you an example, because for me, like making it to the gym, I go to the gym multiple times a week. At this point, I do it because I enjoy it. But when it started out, it's one of those things that's like, man, I got to go and I got to get in shape because I want to look better. I want to feel better. I know ultimately investing that time in myself and spending the time to take the 10 or 15 minutes to go to the gym, to spend the hour or hour and a half or however long it takes on any given day to spend at the gym, and then the 10 or 15 minutes home, ultimately it'll all be worth it. Why? Because at the end of the day, I'll have more energy. I will feel better about myself. I'll probably look better in the mirror naked, right? I mean, that's just my personal opinion, but one day, right? So the thing is, you've got to be willing to make those sacrifices. And there are sometimes it's sacrifices, because I'll say to myself, man, I really don't want to go to the gym at the end of an 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-hour day that I'm wrapping up here like tonight on Facebook Live. It's like, do I really want to go to the gym? Well, ultimately, you've got to justify that time spent with yourself because it's good for you. And I know I've said it before, but at the end of the day, you'll like the way that it makes you feel. It's the same thing. Sometimes you need to invest that money in yourself. And what I mean by that is multiple reasons. Sometimes it's the materialistic things. Sometimes you need to reward yourself at the end of a good month or the end of a good week with some of that materialistic stuff, because it'll remind you that you did a good job. Every time you look at that material item, you'll say, you know what? I killed it that month, or I did great that year, or I did great that week, or whatever that material item represents. It can sometimes be a nice reminder that it's like, hey, I pulled it off, and then I said thank you to myself, and I invested back into me, right? The other part of investing in yourself is you got to invest the time, money, and energy in your own education, especially once you've moved on out of high school or college or anybody in business will tell you you have to spend the time. You need to spend the money. I remember going to see Tony Robbins years ago, and one of the best seminars, one of the best weekends as far as inspiration and motivation in my recent memory. And it was so exciting. I went. I remember one of the things that he advised, Tony Robbins said, look, you need to go to 1 or 2 personal seminars for your personal growth and your own well-being a year. You need to go to 1 or 2 for professional development so that you can continue growing and moving and staying ahead of your field and staying on top of your game. And so, there's all kinds of ways that you can invest. And some people may be watching this saying, well, Mike, that's easy for you to say. Okay, well, it may not be tough whether, some of these seminars are $59, $199, $599, $1,000. Yeah, they're worth it. The reason that they cost money like that, they're worth it. But it doesn't mean you have to start there. Start by going to get a library card, for goodness sake, right? Start by logging onto your own computer or your phone. If you're watching this right now, you have an internet connection. You have the ability to log on somewhere and look up skills or ask questions. I belong to a few forums, and right now this is the perfect deal on Facebook where people are going in, and if you have some of that humility and you have some of that hunger still, that people are going into these groups and they're allowing their ego to be bruised and saying, hey, I have a question on this. Hey, I need to know how to do this better. Hey, I would like to know what your input is on this. And they're asking these forums and these groups of people that are amazing experts. And here's where the magic happens is other people are participating in the response, right? You can go on any forum in the internet. You can find the right forum. You can find the right avenue to be able to go into and connect with people, lots of whom are experts in your business field. And all you have to do is be willing to bruise your ego and ask the question, right? That's one thing that's really hard for some people to do, is to bruise their ego and say, hey, I don't know the answer to this. So when I'm saying invest in yourself, when I'm talking about that investment tonight, could it have to do with money and seminars and educational materials? Sure. It could also have to do with the reward that you give yourself. It could have to do with the time or the energy, or just taking the whether it's an hour a day or it starts out at 15 minutes. Maybe you just need to spend 15 minutes with yourself, having a little bit of time to meditate, right? Or read, or read or reread a passage in the Bible. I brought that up yesterday as I was talking, that for me, that's one of those things I really enjoy, the teachings in the Bible. So as I'm talking to you tonight, and I'm reminding people, I hear this saying all the time. If I've got my finger pointed at you and I'm saying, here's what you should do, right? Then you always have 3 fingers pointed back at yourself. And it's, a lot of the reason, as I've said before, when I'm doing these Facebook Live videos, for me, it's reminding myself of some of the things that I've forgotten, that it's like, yeah, I need to go do that also. So it's not, for me, I'm sharing it because if it benefits you, it benefits me, or if it benefits me, it benefits you type of deal for the people that are watching. So it's just one of those things that it's a simple reminder. It doesn't have to be a long or some sort of epiphany, but maybe I'm reminding you of something that you forgot, is you've got to continue to invest in yourself, your time, your energy, your money, right? Your education, your mind, your